again, everybody. This is Winged Ruin, and I'll be your host tonight for episode 4 of Sunless Sea. So, last time we left off, we had just created a new character just to get things started. And so now what we're looking at doing is we're going to fill our holds up with some more mushroom wine before heading off to Venderbite. Mushroom wine is right there. So we have 130 echoes right now. We're going to buy 6 of them at 21 apiece. And off we go. This time we're not going to screw around with any sharks because, wow. Um, but we want to see what happens as we go along. I actually think my sound is turned off or something. Whoops, ran into a light there for a second, wasn't paying attention. But yeah, so here we go. Continuing on, we're headed towards Venderbite. We're gonna see what happens. See if we can't find some pirates or. Oh, here's one. 30 hit points. Oh, he got a shot off. Swing it around. Now, it is nice if you can get into just the right spot, you can actually stay behind their firing arc so they can't, basically, they can't get a lock to shoot back. Oh, we found some prisoners, honey. That will sell somewhere. It's a matter of finding out where. Nothing else, we can sell it at Fallen London. Alright, there's Carissa's point. Go to all clear for now. So I have to say, I really do like this game. The graphic style is very nice. The control scheme is fairly fluid. Um, it just everything about it just is nice. it, uh, it's simple but complex at the same time, and you know, there's a lot more to it than first meets the eye. So, all right. Now, let's go ahead and sell off all of this mushroom wine. So yeah, we're selling it at 23 a piece. We purchased at 21, so we're only making two extra per unit, but it's better than nothing. So we made 12 pot profit that run. Won't complain too much. They'll also buy foxfire candles. I have to remember that. They'll buy them at 33, so we'll have to see how much they sell for. Alright. We only have 2 tears, so we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to go exploring. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture. 1 building in 3 seems abandoned. Alright, the Carmine Chapel. The little chapel stands alone. You poke your head through the door. The walls are a deep red, just this side of scarlet. A ruby-tinted window at the back glows with steady light. An electric lamp behind the glass. Rare and expensive, but this is no gaslight. No one is here, and yet you have the sensation that only a moment ago someone must have been. This shade, so our options are we can leave. This shade of red would be unsettling enough in a dowager's parlor. Daubed on the walls of an empty place of worship, nothing cheerful will happen here. We can make an offering. Drop a coin into the empty offering box and pray to the power of this place, whoever it might be. Looks like we can get... okay, as long as we're not hungry, we can do this, so... dropping it into the offering box. Make an offering with half-familiar rites. Moving as if asleep, you place a candle at each corner of the altar. We have to be unaccountably peckish, so we might have to guess we have to be really hungry. Alright, we can search the place. Well, just because of the things that I've seen, I think we're going to make an offering. It's only 1 echo. We've got enough to do that. Alright, an uncertain outcome. Prayer soothes the soul, they say. Your soul is not soothed. You wait, head bent, while the light in the chapel beats on, shadowless and unmoved. Nothing changes. The red of the place gets into your vision. The faces of your crew seem flushed as if fevered. You hear your own breathing echo raggedly. No one is sitting in the pew behind you. It doesn't stop you looking. The scene will stay with you. Perhaps you can write of it when you return to London. Alright, so we got 1 tale of terror, and we lost an echo, and gained 5 terror. Now that is good because the objective, the way we achieve our objective is actually through gathering tales of terror. I can't remember what all the others are. We'll look at it. We'll be able to look at it when we get back to London, I believe. But yeah, just different stories from around. You gather them up and eventually write your book. So, alright, we're going to visit the Curator, get his quest. Alright, and then we'll get our port report. Alright, nothing to buy. Did we not? Oh, we forgot to pick up our tomb colonists in London. That's alright. We'll pick them up this time. We'll come back to Vinderblight a little bit later. Alright, on we go. I do remember seeing some bats over in this direction, so we're going to go this way, find those bats, and we'll deal with them. There's a crab. Could have popped up a little earlier, would have been nice, but it's not worth it. Not worth the fuel right now to chase him down. Check the map. We're going to go to stop by Hunter's Keep. Maybe something else if we run into it along the way. We're going to deal with these bats. Come on, come on, come on. Got him. Okay, so the bat went out and it found an island, and by clicking on the box that showed up, we found Abbey Rock. Okay, so first we're going to gather them up. 1 terror for 1 supply. That's definitely worth it. Take a look. It says it's over there. You know what? Sure, we'll do detour over there. Just take a look at it. See what we can find. What is this? What is this? Keep your eyes out. Never know what's going to come around the corner. So the atmosphere is also very engaging. The semi-random map is enough to, in my opinion, is just it's enough to keep it new and interesting. Simply because it is different every time. You kind of learn the same core skills, but have to apply them in different methods every time. And as such, it's keeps it engaging and keeps it fresh. All right, so what have we got here? A black spit of an island, far from anywhere anyone would want to go, and that's how the Sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress convent. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this. So we can trade some supplies. Resources limited on this bleak rock. The Sisterhood will pay a fair price for supplies. Not a good price, mind. 20 echoes to be precise. So, I don't recall how much supplies cost. Maybe something to come back to later once we can take a look at that. Compile a port report. We'll go ahead and do that. Nothing is happening. The sisters watch us. We feel their eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks, withdraws. The fortress stands stolid as the last year of a century. The greatest peril you risk here is a certain purpleness of prose. Alright, so we got our port report to turn in. Alright. Knock at the iron-studded gates, although you have no recent news. Nothing. Far away, a great bell tolls. Drizzle begins to fall, and you sneeze. Well, guess they don't. Since we don't have anything new to tell them, they don't particularly care to open the door, apparently. Alright, let's wait and see what happens. Alright, the convent is silent. A few lights prick its bulk. Bells sound the times of prayer. You're almost ready to give up when a side door opens. 4 nuns march out, carrying something wrapped in a blanket, and fling it into the sea. You creep down to examine it. Well, it was likely unidentifiable, even before the nuns used it for weapons practice. Now it leaks fluid from a dozen puncture wounds, but it still smells of the Z. It's a strange catch. I've seen a couple of things where you can use a strange catch to gain something. Have to see what we can find with it. Alright. Let's see. Search the surroundings. You can't be the first to have come here. Alright. A cache. You follow tracks into a sea cave. Someone has stored food, supplies, ammunition. It can't be the nuns. These crates have a connet look. The Admiralty will want to know about this. Okay, so we gained a strategic information. We gained some torpedoes, 5 supplies. Beginner's luck. You found something valuable. Once per game, something pleasant will happen. And 5 fuel. Alright, so we got some fuel, we got some supplies, got some torpedoes, so we can't use them, and the Admiralty will actually purchase strategic information from us for a decent price. All in all, that's a good stop, I would say. But time to be on our way. Interesting thing is that there are clusters of islands that continuously, or that stay together. Basically, the islands themselves get moved around, but the specific island formations do not change. So there are some things that you can rely on, and you can kind of identify. It's like, oh, I've seen that outcropping before. I know that belongs to this particular island or that particular island, which is useful. All right, what have we got coming up here? All right, so October 3rd, dust echoes, even a sepia tint to the air. These are the waters around the Toon colonies. All right, this is Hunter's Island we're coming up on. All right. Hunter's Keep. A quiet isle, a grand old house. Alright, so we'll take the Veils challenge. We got a 75% chance of success. Looks like we succeeded. Gained 40 new fragments. Okay, we'll reconnoiter the island. We got our report. Go knock on the door. Let's see, which sister will we go? Let's go with Phoebe. She's unpredictable. Alright, Phoebe is soft-voiced, watchful, and unpredictable. Phoebe has a story to tell of two lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylight of the dining room to the false stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The unterzee shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood chips between the islands. Vast spined things pulse in the depths. There is a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there, you finish the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. Alright, so we lost 5 terror, which is good. Lost 28 hunger. We now have Storm's attention, which is one of the other gods of the Z. We gained 1 memory of distant shores and 1 supply. Fairly good outcome. Alrighty. Time to leave. And here we go again. Alright. I think we'll need to make one more run up to... Oh, who's this? Tramp steamer. Crew of 15. They're not shooting at us. We won't shoot at them. No pirate. Just a sailor. Just sailing along. Singing that song. Alright, back into town. And there are a lot of bats. Of course, I guess it makes sense, seeing as how London was stolen by bats. Alright, so now our first time back into town, we have a little gift. A very fine evening to you, Captain. My, what you might call mentor, is very fond of adventurous Z captains and would like to offer what he might call a dispensation, on account of he is so fond of Z captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dray piled high with fuel and supplies. So our options are: we can accept the dispensation. Do make sure you have 15 points of space in the hold or come back later. It would be embarrassing to have to leave it on the dock. We can inquire further. Who is this patron? Is there a catch? Or we can refuse. Let's go ahead and inquire here. He runs a very fine and very liberal establishment just across the river, what is much patronized by sailors and by men of wit and vinegar, and public house, and there is no obligation to speak of. My patron would hope only that you might remember him kindly, and I suppose that if the opportunity should arise for you to return his kindness, that I do not imagine he would refuse your offer. So he's giving us payment now in expectations of return favor, though this picture, there's nothing suspicious here. This guy's on the up and up, I think. So we'll go ahead and take this, because honestly, Alright, we do have the space for it. So why not? He's going to give us a boost of 1 to Menace's suspicion. So basically now if they ever search our ship when we come into harbor, they do it a little rougher than they would have normally. We gain 10 fuel and 5 supplies. It's a good start to things. Alright, so first things first, I want to take a look and see how much do you buy those candles. If I can find Fox. Okay, yes, you buy Foxfire candles at 40 a pop, so selling them at 33 is not worth it. Would be nice to make a little more than 23 a piece on mushroom wine, but maybe we can find somewhere that... Oh, and that's the other thing. How much are supplies? Yeah, supplies are at 20 a piece, so we would have broke even if we had sold the supplies to them. Okay, so now let's go visit the survey office. They'll pay for information from Z captains. Find out what and how. Okay, so we've got a port report for Hunter's Keep. They give us 1 fuel and a favor and 5 echoes. Guess they're not really terribly interested in what goes on there. Alright, vendor bite. What have the nearly dead been up to then? Selling this one, we gain another fuel and another favor. We now have 2. And they gave us 10 echo for that one. They are a little interested in what's going on in vendor bite, apparently. And then Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. We'll take a look at this one. We gained a fuel. Oh, they gave us 20 echoes for that one. That's kind of nice. And then gained another favor, so that gives us 3. Okay. Let's go with this one. Alright, so we've been ushered into the office of the dark spectacled admiral. A cramped room with a vast desk. He surveys you across the desk. Ah, yes, the merchant captain of whom we hear such complicated things. Okay, so we can ask him for assistance. Ask if the admiral can provide a little fuel to cover costs. You have to have at least 4 favor with him before he'll do that. We can pass on that strategic information. We'll go ahead and do that one. The admiral sits up, although he steeples his fingers and pretends calm. It's hard to read with those glasses, but he reads the summary intently. Satisfactory, he says at last. Eminently satisfactory, actually. Good work. Take this for your trouble. The clerk will see you paid. So we got 1 favor and 150 echoes. That was more than I was expecting to get. That's excellent. Alright. So, let's see. He would provide some fuel. Already submitted port reports. Ask what he needs. Visit, okay, he says he just needs port reports. Alright. Ask if there's anything in particular he needs. Well, if I can be assured of your discretion, this port. Speak to our agent there in return. We'll see that you are rewarded. Visit the port below. Polythreme. Good ways east of London. Alright. See what we can find. Alright, submit port reports. Do we have any more? Nope, we don't have any more. So we can leave there now. We now have 326 echoes. With 21 fuel and 15 supplies, we can tool around here for a while now. Let's see. Let's go into London. We'll go ahead and visit the university. We've got a secret to do. We gain a page. Alright, the university has an inexhaustible appetite for secrets, Z specimens, and other tidbits of esoteric lore. Provide a secret to prove yourself worthy of entry, which we did. Oh yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. She explains, teeth glinting. Alright, we're now considered an antiquarian. Alright, the alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least. A creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly is it her, appointment as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary to keep is it a his? Razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah, yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? Okay, so we have the memory of a distant shore that we got from the sister on the island. We also have a strange catch that we can sell to him. Sure, let's give him the memory. How about? As the alarming scholar listens, tears well in the depths of those shining, or are they blazing eyes? They overflow, splashing onto the desk blotter. Stop! He, or she, sobs at last. This is too beautiful. Allow me to bring the macaw of memories. I wish each individual tone recalled. So he gave us 10 echoes for that. And our antiquarian rating is going up. We apparently have one, and we need one more to reach level 2. We have a strange catch here that we can sell to him as well. Alright. With deep excitement, the scholar circles your specimen jar, tapping at the glass with a variety of tools. Screwdriver, magnet, scrutinizer, tuning fork, flensing knife, sort of slotted spoon. This will keep them going for weeks. She, or he says, half to himself. We'll dine at the high table tonight, I think. Okay, so we lost our strange catch, but we did gain 2 echoes, and our antiquarian increased to level 2. Alright. Well, I think that's all we can do with him for now. So, we can leave the university. Now, let's take a look and see what... Antiquarian level 2. You have combed the Z for stories and other treasures. That's all it says. Not helpful at all. Alright, so we've talked to him. Is there anything else in London? We could go carousing on the docks, but we don't have a free evening. We could hire more crew. We are at 8 out of 10. I don't think we need more crew right now. We're at 70 out of 75. We don't need to go into dry dock. Oh, here we go. Offer passenger to a tomb colonist. Go ahead and grab that one. Head back up to Vinderblight one more time. We can't get a new recruit. We got here too early. Alright, let's go ahead and... Ooh, we only have room for 2. What all do we have on our ship? We have all the fuel and all the supplies. Some prisoner's honey. Let's see, how much does prisoner's honey sell for? Sell it for 20. You know, let's hold on to that. We'll go ahead and buy a couple things of wine. I'd like to get another engine just so we can move a little faster. But we're getting close. 200 away. Alright, here we go. We'll go up to Vinderbite, drop off the tomb colonist, and you know what? Yeah, we'll go drop off the tomb colonist, sell the wine, and we'll do some exploring up north. Get a couple more port reports, and then we'll come back and head south. There's a actually, I think we're mid-sea right now, but I think that is going to call it a wrap for this episode. Thank you for watching, and please, if you like this episode, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more at a later time. But please do come back later and try to get videos posted up every day of one thing or another. So, thank you very much. This is Winged Ruin, signing out.